Hi, it's Ash and welcome to my channel. I'm going to help you run better by helping you look after your body. We're going to have a nice good stretch now. I'm going to make a start by coming onto your hands underneath your shoulders and knees underneath your hips. And then from here, we're going to slowly send it up into a nice downward facing dog. So we're going to work into the calves and the hamstrings by pushing into the hands, push the hips into the air and push the head towards the knees. This is where the microphone comes into my mouth. It might get a bit loud. I'm going to push into the left heel. I'm going to come out of it a little bit. Push into the right heel. So just have a slow pedal. So again, my practice tends to be nice and dynamic stretching. You get the most effective stretch in the shortest time. So nice easing, kind of massaging of the muscles and the tendons. Also the circulatory system. Keep breathing and pushing through one heel and then the other, pedaling nice and slowly. And if you can, breathing in and out through your nose. We're starting your stretch now. So if you're like me, been out for a run and you need to look after your body, you need to help keep it healthy and supple, keeping your range of motion in those joints and just giving any little tender muscles a little squish and a little bit of kindness now, really, a bit of a TLC, a bit of tender loving care. So from here, we're going to start to bring the head up in what looks like press-up plank position, and then slowly start to lower the knees to the floor. And then you might need to walk the hands a couple of steps up towards the top of the mat, and then you can start to lower the waist down to the floor. If this starts to get too much for your lower back, you can always come down onto your elbows, support there. Again, really important that you don't follow me blindly. So let's go either into upward facing dog here or down slowly into that Sphinx pose on the elbows. Make the right pose for you, so listen to your body. Don't judge your body against my body. Your body is different. Have the mindset of helping your body heal and recover. So again, pushing into the hands, lifting nice and high with it. To find a good stretch in the lower back, or if you're on the elbows, just lift the head and chest. Breathe into the belly button, and then as you breathe out, send the hips backwards, touch the toes together. We're going for a slow, gentle, kind of stretchy flow. Open up the knees, bring the heels into the hips, or the hips into the heels, and just rest the forehead down. Stretch the hands out above the head, and just have a little bit of a stretch through those ribs in the upper back. Just walk those fingertips up that little bit more, and then just move left and right with the body weight. So move into the left heel and the left knee and the right knee, and you're just going left and right, giving ankles, your shin muscles, your knees and your hips a good squish. So effectively getting all of the blood flowing through that area, which helps the healing recovery process. And I'm going to slowly start to lift the head and chest. Bring the hands in a little bit, and then start to slowly go back into that downward facing dog. Push the hips into the air, push the heels towards the floor, push both heels into the floor now. I'm going to go for that nice, good, slow. So you just push into a little bit more of a stretch, maybe a 7.5 out of 10 stretch, so it feels like a good stretch. Push into the hands, and then slowly come through, press it plank. Working into the shoulders as we do that, lower the waist down, maybe walk the fingertips up to the top of the mat a little bit if you need to. Lower the waist down either into upward facing dog here or again onto the elbows if you need to, into Sphinx pose here, depending on how your back feels with that. Take a breath into the belly button and then slowly send the hips back, touch the toes, knees open nice and wide, rest the hips into the heels and walk the fingertips away from the shoulders to open up that upper back, shoulder and the rib area. And just notice how nice that feels. So on my run today, just keep wiggling into the left side, into the right side as well, massaging into the legs and the hips. So on my run today, my shoulders was quite tense today because it was quite cold. So I was a stress response. Your shoulders kind of hunch up. So I could feel that I was kind of responding to that cold run with quite tense shoulders. So start to come slowly again back up the heads. Bring the hands in a little bit. Tuck the toes under, send it up into downward facing dog. One more time through this nice, gentle, stretchy flow. Then push so it's active, it's not passive. You're really pushing into the heels. Slowly come through, press it plank. Either come knees down and then waist down towards the floor with the hands here or again onto the elbows. Lift the chin and chest up, take a nice breath into the belly button. And as you breathe out, touch the toes together, open up the knees as wide as the mat, rest the hips into the heels, give those legs a good squish and push the hips into the heels to stretch the shin muscles as well. Okay, and just again left and right. Move left and right. So move the weight of the body into the left side and then into the right side. And just notice how that squishing feeling of the weight of the body just gives those muscles and tendons that nice little kind of massage. It feels good. Keep breathing as you do that, in and out through the nose. And I'm going to slowly start to come up with the head again, as if we're coming through all fours position. But as we come up, step the left foot to the outside of the left hand. And then from here, we're just going to lunge that back hip down into the floor. If your back knee needs to go further to lunge the hip down, let's do that. Have a good kind of push the hip into the floor, thrust the hip in, and then open up that left knee away from the upper arm. So you get right into the hip, right into the groin, and then just maybe have a little look over that left knee and push that right hip into the floor that little bit more. Okay, and then slowly start to come back to the centre. We're going to walk the hands to the back knee. As we do that, we're going to dig the heel in and pull the toes up. Keep the shoulders and the jaw relaxed. Find a nice good stretch maybe in the hamstring area. If you're not getting any in the calf muscle, keep pulling the toes. If you could reach the toes, you could just pull the toes back that little bit further to get that calf muscle. Make sure your hands are nice and supported. If you're not able to get here, again, don't judge your body. Just stay with a nice bent knee and hands into the floor. So wherever you feel like is comfortable. Take a breath in. And as you breathe out, walk to the top of the mat again. As you lunge that right hip down into the floor, again, we're going to open up that left knee, get into the hip and into the groin area, into the inner thigh. Look over that left knee. Nice good stretch through the right side as well as the left. And then just come back. Again, walking the hands back to that knee at the back. Dig the heel and pull the toes. Stay supported with the hands if you need to, but if you are able to, it's not a competition, it's not the yoga games, you can get the left hand towards the toes and pull the toes up. If you need to keep bending the knees to do that, let's do that. Again, be kind to your body. We're stretching it dynamically, nice and gently. We're going through the range of motion in your body. Walking back to the top of the mat now. Hands strong, step the left foot back. Okay, touch the toes together, knees open. Rest the hips in towards the heels, but don't bring the forehead down into the floor. Just give the legs a good squish again, as low as you comfortably can. And as we come forwards now, stepping the right foot to the outside of the right hand. Again, lunge that left hip down into the floor. Just open up those left hip flexors. So there, flex the hip, which basically means they drive the knee forwards. So every time you take a step forwards, they're driving. So open up that right knee out wide away from the right upper arm, and then twist and just look over that right knee towards the back of the mat. Find that good stretch into that, again, that left hip flexor area, maybe into the inner thigh on the right side as well. Come back to the centre, walk the hands to the back knee. As we do that, we're digging the right heel in, pulling the right toes in. So stay with a bent knee if you need to. Well, if you're able to, you can straighten the leg as much as you comfortably can and get hold of the toes, pull the toes with the right hand. Take a nice breath in with that good stretch and then walk back to the top of the mat with the hands. Lunge that left hip down into the floor. Again, nice good open into that hip flexor area. Push that right knee away from the right upper arm. Twist and look over the right thigh. And then again, just nice. Back to the centre. Nice and gentle, nice and conscious of your movements. Don't ever push into pain or go too deep into your body. Get hold of the toes if you're able to, or stay with the hands. So it's, again, that mindset of helping your body recover. We're going through the different range of motions in your joints to kind of stretch and reset the body. Coming back to the top of the mat. As we come back to the top of the hands, we're going to step that right foot backwards and then notice how the left and the right sides feel. Just have a bit of a wiggle as you bring the knees up underneath the hips and then hands underneath the shoulders. We're going to go into the calf muscles. Step the left foot back. Push the left heel past the left toes and then push into the hands nice and strong. So then just have a little bit of a pulse with that. So push a little bit deeper into that stretch, then release. So push into it and then release it. So you're kind of slowly pulsing into that heel, that Achilles heel area and that calf muscle. And keep breathing as you do that. Smile. How was your run? How did it feel? Mine was cold and a bit grim. It was a bit grey. It's getting autumn here. We're going to switch sides. Bring the right foot back. Toes under. Push through the heel. So it's getting into autumn here. So we're just getting slowly bouncing with that. It's getting autumn in the UK now. It's getting dark mornings. It's getting dark on a night time quickly. It's getting very grey. It's very hard to get motivated this time of year, but I always think about, sorry, we're pulsing with that. I always think about how you feel at the end of the run. So it's a 10K run this morning. So I was just focusing on how I was going to feel at the end of the 10K, rather than focusing on feeling a bit grim, a bit grey, lacking in motivation to get out into the cold. I was like, just think about how it's going to feel in an hour when you've done, and you're like, yes, just over an hour, and you get back home. Okay, and then just step that foot back in. Have again a little bit of a wiggle, go left and right, and then just notice how your body feels. Well done for practicing with me. You can support my channel and say thank you to me. It's really free and easy for you to do this by just giving me a thumbs up or leaving a comment and let me know how it felt for you. If you're not sure what to put thanks for the video. Share this with a friend, with a running friend or a family member. The shares directly help bring more people into my channel, and subscribe to the channel if you're not. And I do ask that a lot, and I leave it till the end of the video so I don't bother you, because it's just a really simple, free, easy way that you can say thank you, and it does make a massive difference. I appreciate your support. I hope your body feels much better and you're ready to start the rest of your day. Thank you for practicing with me.